Verasity, Multivac, and Trias fans, when your coin's going to fly? Bitcoin and Ethereum are making all-time highs. What the heck is going on with these coins? We're going to dive into the charts and figure this out together. For new viewers, you probably want to click the link that's going to pop up here just in a few seconds here. And the reason why is because I made predictions, and not only predictions of these coins specifically, but I gave you the exact things to be looking out for. So in order to live this moment with us, you need to go back and watch that video, even use the tags to look at your favorite coin, then come back so we can dive in to figure out, hey, is what he said actually playing out, or was that the right thing to be looking out for? So go ahead and click the link that should be popping up right now for new viewers if you haven't watched my video from Monday, and let's dive into the charts. All right, so I'm going to play you a snippet from my Monday video. I'm going to start with a Multivac. So here we go. Consolidation. So once this starts to giddy up and has a few small dips on lower time frames, throughout the week, I will keep you in tune with which EMA I would, and on what time frame I would keep an eye out for to figure out when the move will slow down. But since the move is just... All right, so technically, it hasn't giddied up at all yet, right? Multivac. And we haven't had dips really because it hasn't giddied up. So you're simply still consolidating. So my promise to you, or what I said there, still technically doesn't apply. I've been hunting around for the best time frame to look at. And right now, it's mostly using just levels as opposed to EMAs. So like every dip is hitting different EMAs, even though this one looks like these, this one here, probably hit the same EMA. Probably like the 4-hour 89 if I had to guess. But none of them, it's not just following one pattern on EMA. So the best fit line that I can find is the daily 21. So what we're staring at here on Multivac is I have drawn in, right? So I can move this around, all that good stuff. I have drawn in the daily 21 and I am staring at the 1-hour time frame. So as long as and that's what I would use until the move really starts happening. And also, I said in that video, Multivac will probably fly before both Trias and Verasity for totally different reasons, right? Verasity because it needs to round out, Trias because it is facing a pretty big horizontal, it needs to slow down and consolidate under it. So this one will likely fly before, and I said it's going to happen this week most likely. It hasn't happened yet. The week's almost half over, but we still have some time. So what you need to do here is go to your daily chart, draw in the 21 EMA, go to the 1-hour chart, and all you're looking for is whenever the 1 hour goes below, it needs to get back up within a day, essentially. So if you zoomed in on this section here, it does look like, within 1 day time frame, that 1 hour came below, used it as resistance, that would look bad. But I would give it a full day under there. So if you go like this, look, that's 1.5 days. And once it finally, actually it hit an origin line, it blasted right through. So it might use it as rejection on about 2 to 3 lower highs, but that would not concern me. I would expect 1 to 3 rejections max. And if it starts getting more than that, then I would be concerned. So I would expect on the 1-hour chart versus the daily 21 EMA, if it comes below, you get more than 3 rejections. So here you only got 2. You see this? Or maybe it was 3. Hold on. Let's zoom in. No, this is still the 1 move down. So 1 rejection, 2 rejection, kablam, right? So as long as Verasity, or not, this is Multivac, as long as Multivac is not getting more than 3-ish rejections under this line on the 1-hour chart, I still think this will fly this week. I'm going to maintain that. However, I don't have a super good best fit line right now. I apologize because this is simply still consolidating. And when you consolidate, most of your EMAs are smashed together and they stop giving you the best signals. Therefore, levels and structures come into play when the EMAs are smashed together. So that's why it's good to know how to do TA in very different methods, right? So structurally, candlestick formations, weekly candle probabilities, things to that effect. So right now, the weekly candle probability on Multivac still says this has a strong chance of at least beginning its move up. Maybe not fly 20% in 1 day. That'll probably happen next week, assuming Bitcoin and Ethereum stay strong. But the candlestick on the weekly, not even structure, just candlestick probabilities on the weekly, it says it'll probably begin its ascent this week. Maybe not get super hot, but it would be the beginning of its ascent this week. All right. So for everybody else who Multivac fans who you don't give 2 shits about Verasity and Trias that I'm going to cover here, listen, a lot of the things that are happening in those charts, I promise you, they're going to apply to Multivac really soon. Stay tuned to this because it's essentially like boxing practice, right? So this is a ring. It's very brutal. People throwing punches at you. People are trying to take your money, right? Essentially, you're just taking other people's money. How do you think you make money when you sell? You're taking somebody's money who gave it to you willingly because they click buy as you hit sell, right? They took your sell order essentially, or your sell order, your market sell took somebody willing to buy it at that point. You're literally taking somebody else's money. So people are trying to take your money. This is a brutal, brutal market. So you need more practice. So practice with me through Verasity and the Trias in the Trias explanations here, because exactly what they're doing will apply to Multivac super soon. So for everybody, real quick, flip your phones or get flipped off. Hey, Tim, what does that mean? It means literally flip your phone, because right now it's horizontal. You have the screen maximized. Flip it horizontal, hit the like button, because it's going to help me continue making more videos for you. And what's going to help me out even more is if you leave a comment super fast now that your phone's vertical, even if it's a period without the tampon, yell your favorite coin. Even if you're like a Dash fan or a Ethereum fan, just yell like, Trias or whatever the heck you want to do, and hit that bell, because if you hit that bell, this stuff is time sensitive. It's going to help me help you have a more profitable crypto journey. We are in this together. Smash that bell and let's continue. All right, so now we're going to take a look at what I said about, I'm going to go to Verasity next, because Verasity is has the biggest threat here. And this might take till later this week. All right. I wouldn't expect Verasity to fly quite yet. All right. So I anticipated that Verasity was not going to make a move up this week, but also in that video, I mentioned that it's currently So I was wrong about something on Verasity. I did not get this downside movement correct. So I said in that video very specifically, so I'm going to pull up the daily 21 EMA. Get rid of everything else. I guess I got the 10 and the 21 EMA. I said, as long as Bitcoin does not make a move down, right? And it only made a baby move down. And while it did it, Verasity still essentially stuck its landing above the daily 21 EMA, which is the L line. So Bitcoin's going up right now, and Verasity broke that. I did not anticipate that, but structurally, so this is why you need to have structural TA. Look at what it's doing. It's just coming down to touch this wick. And where are people buying it back? At this wick and roughly at these candle bodies here. And these are daily candle bodies. It's powerful. So it's kind of like in that box. So maybe I should just draw a box. So I did not anticipate that move, particularly in the scenario that Bitcoin is moving up fairly nicely. This is unexpected. However, unexpected things happen, even if it's against the most likely probable scenarios. This is a perfect example. I did not get this right within there. I really thought that now I did say that it could come down to this box if Bitcoin takes a small dump to some degree, maybe back down to 65K. I thought Bitcoin could do that. However, with Bitcoin going up, I'm surprised this is happening. But since it wasn't ready anyway, this is good. Do you know why? Have you ever heard my rule? So this is why I say you gotta get down to get up. So what does that mean in this scenario with Verasity? It's indicators on the small time frames, 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, 8 hour, and even the daily. They're going to be able to bottom out and reset so the next push can be bigger, because it wasn't going to fly early this week anyway. I already said that, right? I could already tell. So why not get down faster, reset those faster so you can move up faster? That's literally what's happening. So really, even though I did not anticipate this happening, this could allow the move to begin faster. As weird as that sounds, in crypto bull markets, it's freaking true. So when a coin, does like a 500% upside, the faster it can do a 50% correction is the faster it'll break all-time highs again. I'm telling you, like it's just how it works. So you gotta get down to get up. This is honestly, so when you don't see something coming, in a bullish market, when Bitcoin and both Ethereum are going up and your coin does something slightly unexpected, when it doesn't really even need to correct that much, like this was not an aggressive pump. It just means you're resetting your lower indicators. So in that video about Verasity, I pulled up the Stokes and I said, it needs to round out. It probably won't, it needs to round this out. I thought it might round it out up here, but now that it's getting back here, that means it's going to have more juice for the next push. So in that video, the Stokes were up here. Now they're all the way to the bottom. They're bottomed out or close to being bottomed out. And I already knew that this has to round out. It wasn't ready anyway. But now that we're not rounding out up here, right? It's taking a longer nap. It's eating more food. It's going to have more energy for its next push. I am telling you, not only that, but the momentum it gains. So instead of rounding out here, the momentum it gains from here to here, or actually I did that backwards. The momentum it gains, instead of doing this rounded out up here, the momentum it gains from this level to this level, it will be gaining much more momentum by the time it gets here, as opposed to being like zero momentum and just going like this. So therefore it can just increase that. So that's got to get down to get up. It can move up faster. Sorry, you can't really see what I just did there. Let me pull that over. But the momentum it can gain from up here or down to this level, and the Stokes coming up to here where they would have rounded out in that idea, it's going to have more momentum to the upside now that it's gotten down and fully reset the daily Stokes. Daily Stokes can be powerful, right? It's going to have more juice, more food in its stomach. It had a 9-hour long sleep. You know, it is so ready to go to the gym and get work done. However, on its clock, it doesn't have set to do that. It's not going to the gym roughly till Friday, but when it does it on Friday, it's going to get nasty work done. Does that make sense? So it's not ready to go to the gym yet, but it's on its calendar. It's going to be ready to go. I would say potentially by next week, actually. So it's going to have to get over this level here. Like I said in that video as well, it's going to have to close a day above 8 cents, essentially, just barely over 8 cents. But once you see a day close above 8 cents, that's when this is going to take off. And the way it gets up there, it has permission to go wham and then come close here, and it can keep flying. So it doesn't matter in which form it does it. And I guess it does have crypto permission to even close higher. So this is not like my weekly consolidation rule where it needs to close close to the line. It's just anywhere over this line, then it can continue its move up. However, I would still anticipate it does a rounded. I think it's going to do a round type of shape, maybe even correct 1-2 days early next week and then fly. So that would be, potentially like Wednesday of next week. Yeah, exactly a week from now is when I think, or before Wednesday or before, I think this could really get up. So the lower time frames, daily's kind of a middle time frame or middle long time frame, but not only are the lower indicators reset. So like go to the 4-hour RSI, I bet it's hit the red multiple times. Watch. It's living in the red like this. So imagine RSI below this line, right, is a gas station parking lot. Let me, like this. So see that white line here? Okay, anything below that is visiting the gas station. And the reason why you need to go to the gas station, because when you're above that line, like it is here and here, right, it took a 50-mile trip past a gas station, but didn't stop because it didn't go below that line. And then went on a 200-mile trip past the gas station, said, no, I still have a quarter tank, kept driving another 50 to 80 miles, and then said, I'll just get $5 of gas. And it goes, oh shit, I actually can't drive that far. And now you're filling up its tank. Do you see that? And that's something I teach my community as well. Like the 4-hour RSI, it needs to live down here sometimes between 2 to 7 days. And as long as the overall market is fairly bullish, I mean, typically the longer the better. And bearish markets, when Bitcoin's going down, I mean, it can actually live there quite a while, and it's not necessarily that good. But in bullish markets, this reset of 10 days, its gas tank, it's not just going to be full. It's going to have like 5 to 6 5-gallon containers of gas in the trunk as well. So this will be able to drive a long time after more than filling up. Like this is Veracity's move is winding up, but don't expect it to happen this week. It could be middle of next week. Please keep that in mind. All right, so now what we're going to cover next for Trias is, and so for Multivac fans and Veracity fans, so Trias is in a neat situation where it is following it. So what I'm going to show you next is it is following nearly a perfect EMA. So you can draw that in, go to the 1-hour chart, see how price is chaotically interacting with it as it approaches a horizontal that it's going to have a lot of trouble getting over. In that exact situation is probably going to apply to Multivac and Veracity within about a month and a half before Christmas. So the exact same rule. So get this practice in. All right. Help me help you. Let's get it. All right. So first off, let's see what I said about Trias. Consolidation. So once this starts to giddy up and has a few small dips on lower, this yellow line is going to squeeze it up. And you will be able to tell as it approaches that weekly horizontal, how big the slowdown is going to be based on the candle closures of that line. All right, you see that? Okay, so that was the 8-hour 21 EMA. So we're going to go to Trias now. Hopefully I have that drawn in. Yes, I do. All right, perfect. And so that's the 8-hour 21 EMA, but I'm going to go down a lower time frame with the 8-hour EMA, 21 EMA, still drawn in. And look what it's doing. So it has gone below. It is using it as resistance. Has it done that before? No, it hasn't. So it is possible at this point, even though one rejection is not that big of a deal, right? So as I showed you on the daily 21 EMA of Verasity, like it got 3 rejections, this is still okay. One rejection isn't the worst thing, but it does statistically increase the probabilities that it needs to put in some time, maybe hit a structural horizontal, right? So a lot of times you need a 4-hour chart to do structural horizontals. It looks like it might want to touch here, which it already almost got there. Let's see if there's a daily candle there. What is it trying to do? Yeah, it looks like it's going to want to touch this. It might want to touch that. Yeah, it actually is. It's going to touch this line. So Trias is going to, so before buyers step in to be able to get the 1-hour chart to go above this yellow line, which is the 8-hour 21 EMA, buyers will need to see something that, is a buy signal. So one group of traders use structure, and I would say between here to there, it needs to come in here structurally. Let's see here. Somewhere, maybe not even that low, or right there. So it probably needs to hit that. And then when buyers step in, right, who are buying this, people who weren't buying this exact thing see, oh, wait, this is a good bounce. They start buying. It adds to the momentum, and it gets the 1-hour candle. So yes, let me go to the 1-hour candles. It'll give the force of the 1-hour candles enough momentum to the upside, or enough power to the upside to break back into there. However, this is a perfect moment to take what I've said in multiple videos is, and usually this applies when Bitcoin and Ethereum are going down, which they're not. But in this case, if there's a small risk of a little bit more downside, even below that, you need to look at what's next. Like, what are people going to look at, right? So since that, since the line I drew in as a weekly horizontal, there's nothing under there, we'll go to the daily. Let's see if there's a daily structure. So let's make a few downside. Honestly, I do need to lower this box. It might want to hit all those candle bodies right there. Yeah, so it needs to, I think it needs to hit either this wick or these candle bodies. So I would not be surprised if Trias came down to $20.06. So the bottom of the box is $20.06. And if it hits that, it'll probably be on a wick, and it'll probably be a pretty good pickup. Not financial advice, definitely talking about Pokemon cards right here. And I'm not a financial advisor. However, buyers might step in a little earlier at the top of this box at around $20.90. So between $20.90 and $20.05 is likely where this will turn around. And again, none of this is bad. To just come back down and check this structure here, that's perfectly fine, honestly. I mean, and that will allow the daily Stokes, for example, to probably get like halfway down. Let's see, where do these turn around a lot? And it's not enough price history. So that would, so you see how this was resistance, this was support, this was resistance, this was support, this was resistance, this was, or no, support. It's probably going to touch this. So this would align with on the day. So these are the daily Stokes. It's going to most likely hit this box. And as it hits that box, it's going to hit the box on my price action. So right there. And I might, can I draw in there daily Stokes? Yeah, so I'll just leave that there. All right, so what is likely going to happen now Even though there is a good chance the 1 hour does get the power to get back above before hitting that box, it's possible. But now that it's getting a full rejection and it doesn't have the history of doing that, which is not the same as Verasity when we're looking at it, it doesn't have that history. So therefore, the chance of this dipping a little bit more is higher than Veracity's, because Verasity had the habit of rejection, 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 blast, or rejection, rejection, blast, or rejection, blast. But this does not have that habit. Therefore, it is at a much greater risk of a little bit of downside before, but that will simply allow the daily Stokes to go back into its support zone. And then that would also allow the 4 hour RSI to go fill up its gas tank. So see, it hasn't even parked its car. It is entered the gas station parking lot, which is this white line. But it's like still it's still pulling up to the gas tank. So the person's not even out of the car yet. So the 4 hour probably needs to bounce off this red line a couple times. It's probably what's going to happen. But that's not bad. That's not bad. That's just going to allow it to fill up, make a nice run up to here, fill up again a little bit, and then bust up. Or what it could do is it could just drive, I guess not slowly, but get on the interstate and cruise. And it could, after it comes down here, it fills up, it could do some type of bullish consolidation like this, where it doesn't have to dip, but it's not burning a lot of gas. And it does a bullish consolidation on and bust out. That's situation number 2. And situation number 3 is it could just get really hot, come above that line, and then land on it as support, and then refill its gas tank, really go on a race here, going 100 miles on the interstate or kilometers per hour. What would that be? I don't know, 165 kilometers. Was it 1.6? 160 kilometers an hour or something to that effect. Whatever's way too fast. You shouldn't be driving 100 miles an hour typically ever. So actually ever, unless you're a teenager who is thrilled with potentially putting your life at risk when there's no one around, hopefully not putting other people's life at risk. I don't condone that type of behavior with what I'm saying either. So those are the 3 options. All right. So again, one more time for Trias. And this is going to apply to Multivac and Verasity. I'm telling you, check this out. So a big horizontal, you're getting a statistically likely slowdown where it needs to check one more thing before buyers come in. So you need a situation where buyers come in to create momentum to come back up, right? This level is probably not it where it is now, but rather this box. And you have a horizontal up here. So there are 3 ways it'll get up there after buyer step, and it gets back giddying up. It'll make it'll probably hit something like this trend line, bounce off, make another higher low, then consolidate for a couple of days, then blast. All right. So higher high, higher low, or it'll do it'll creep up, essentially cruising on the interstate, do a bullish consolidation kind of like this, then blast. Or it's simply going to hot rod this sucker, like getting a race with somebody on the streets, go above, and then, maybe dip down, but use this line as consolidation thereafter. Those are the 3 most likely ways that I can see Trias getting above. But in the meantime, $20.90 to $20.05 would be my downside target. Flip your phones, get flipped off, hit like before you go. But new viewers, these two videos could drastically, I'm serious. The videos that'll be popping up here soon are already here. I don't really know. They could drastically change how much profit that you have within your crypto journey by being kind of like a college course. So take these courses, do your work. Don't just play around with this. People are out there trying to get your money. These videos can drastically help you. It's going to make you understand things so much more, and also make sure you learn how to set up a chart. It's going to help so much, and help me help you in this crypto journey by leaving me a quick comment, even if just yelling BPRO or Trias or Multivac, whatever. Tell me your favorite coin, but most importantly, hit that freaking bell, because this is time sensitive. It's going to help me help you, and we're in this together. Let's get it done. We'll see you next time. Y'all just got simplified.